Hi, I know last week I didn't post a video about episode 9, so this video today is about episode 9 and episode 10. Frieren Beyond Journey's End, episode 9 is Frieren the Slayer will be fighting the demons. Episode 9 starts out with Stark and Fern making sure Grant is safe and healing. Grant tells Stark and Fern after learning Fernan's name, Fernan was the mage with the hero Himmel who years ago drove demons away from the city. She protected them. We switch to Fernan stopping Ayora. This was such a smooth transaction. As Grant was talking about the demons and Fernan, we see images, and once Grant stops talking, Fernan talks. It really was a great transaction between one scene to the other. Fernan tells Ayora to leave. Ayora says no. Ayora has her dead army attack Frieren. Ayora says she has a stronger advantage than the last time they fought. This is the scales of obedience. Grant tells us all about it in a scene change. He tells Stark and Fern the scales let her control others, either someone with a powerful will or someone who has more mana than Ayora will be able to defeat her. The atmosphere in this episode is different by being more serious. Nothing is funny. All the good and bad characters understand this night is very serious. The scene changes between Frieren and Aurora talking to each other, and then Grant talking helps show the audience the full story of what is happening. Neither scene change, I feel like, is taking away from the plot. Stark decides he wants to go find Frieren and help defeat the demons. The show has Stark try to do a funny moment. I did not appreciate it. I was really loving the dramatic setting, and then it was cool to have this funny moment, but I just wanted it to stay dramatic. Stark and Fern go outside, and Fern will stay to protect those in the area. Stark will seek out Fernan. Fern mentions Stark's arm are both bloody. Stark says she also has blood on her. Fern realizes this is the blood from Lugnier and throws her coat away. It is too late. Fern gets attacked by the blood magic and Stark is attacked by a demon. Lugnier asks Fern questions. He asks if Stark is strong. She says yes. He then asks where Fernan is. Fern says she left town. She doesn't actually know where Fernan went. Fernan is able to break free, and now she asks Lugnier where Fernan is. He doesn't say. Fern says she has been kept alive because he wanted to, or like he only sees Fernan as a threat, and Fern cannot kill him. Fern and Lugnier fight. They fight to not die, and also it is a mage fight. Basically, it is to see who is stronger with magic. While the mages fight, Linny and Stark fight. Linny can use multiple weapons. Stark was taught by Ison, and Linny is able to imitate Ison's movement. Lugnier, who knows Fernan, is now fighting her student, Fern. The same is similar to Linny fighting Ison's student, Stark. Stark gets beaten up badly. When he is down and can hardly move, we get a flashback of Ison giving Stark a prep talk from the past. This allows Stark to stand and fight again. Fern also had a flashback this episode earlier, which was Fern asking Fernan about her training and if Fern is enough. Stark is able to defeat Linny because he was able and ready to die. Stark knew defeating Linny, someone who was really powerful, the only way to do that is if Stark was ready to give up his life, and he did it. I mean, he's still going to be alive. I really doubt he's going to die. He's just going to be badly injured. It is not direct on Fern winning against Lugnier, but it's definitely hinted that Fern is winning against him. Next episode, Lugnier probably lose and die, and we're gonna go talk about that right now. Before I talk about episode 10, episode 9, how the fight between Fernan and Aurora in the beginning of the episode was like really serious or dramatic, the anime got back into serious mood at the end of episode 9 with the fight between Stark and Lenny and the fight between Fern and Lugnier. The middle of the episode was okay. I really liked the beginning and ending of the atmosphere and vibe. Like, it was really great. Frieren Beyond Journey's End episode 10 opens with no action. It opens with a flashback of a younger Fernan and Flamey. They're walking in the woods, and Fernan is told by Flamey demons use words to deceive. Demons are bad. Present time, Fern and Lugnier guess that Frieren and Ayora are fighting each other right now. Lugnier tells Fern last time Frieren had the 3 heroes by her side. This time she does not. Ayora is stronger and they are going to win. There's a flash and we are in the past. Flamey arrives to a village that is burning. Elves lived in this village and they have died. Flamey sees Frieren and can tell Frieren has a lot of mana. This is the first time Flamey and Frieren met. Episode 10 we learn about Frieren's past with Flamey, and we learn more about Flamey. Flamey decides to raise Frieren. They are both mages, so it makes sense to Flamey. Flamey carries Frieren away from her town that just got burned when 3 demons appear. Flamey easily kills them. Flamey tells Frieren since Frieren is seeing her use magic for a few seconds, Flamey actually hides some of her mana so others do not know how strong she really is. Flamey deceives others just like demons. Demons use words to deceive, and Flamey uses concealing her mana to deceive. They, Flamey and demons, might look weak, however, they are not. Frieren is reading scrolls, still in the past. Frieren's injuries have healed. We get to the present past flashback of the beginning of episode 10 where Flamey and Frieren are walking in the woods. They arrive to an open field. Flamey tells Frieren she's doing a great job of suppressing some of her mana presence. Flamey tells Frieren she will always have to hide her true magic mana presence. This will deceive demons who are already deceiving every other race. After almost 11 minutes in episode 10, we go to the current present day of Frieren and Aurora fighting. Aurora speaks and says she can no longer feel Lugnir's presence. Lugnier has died. That was probably why we saw a flash that took us into a past. Ayora is going to use the scales. Frieren can feel Ayora is very powerful. Demons do not hide their mana. They shouldn't anyways. The time for the scales of obedience to weigh Ayora and Frieren to see who is stronger and who will win happens. We go back to the past of Frieren as a child again. I'm annoyed by this back and forth. The anime was doing good the last few episodes of not doing a lot of flashbacks. I know these flashbacks are to help, but I was content without them. Flamey and Frieren walk around the town they are living in. Flamey tells her demons want a society to defeat humans and other races. It is easy to have a society that follows one person. Even though demons are individuals, if they have one person make all the rules, it allows others to form a community, and that community can be easily followed. Demons value power. The more mana a demon has, the higher up they are in the society community scale, which is why demons will not suppress their mana. Frieren is practicing concealing her mana presence. Wah! Old! Flamey's old. This is the first time we see her old. I am not a fan of whatever this is. Whatever is going on, this can end. 50 years have passed, I think. Because Flamey says 50 years ago when I taught you, so I think 50 years have passed. Flamey says she is happy she taught Frieren all her spells. Frieren is powerful and an elf. Frieren has a better chance than anyone of defeating the Demon King because she knows all of Flamey's spells and can spend a lot of time practicing her magic. Flamey says she wants flowers all around her grave. Her favorite spell is one that creates flowers in a field. This is why she wants a field of flowers. When Flamey dies, Frieren lives alone. Many years pass. As time passes, Himmel, Heiter, and Eisen seek out Frieren. They heard a mage lived in a forest. Himmel does not believe Frieren is weak like she just told them, so she can be left alone. Himmel convinces Frieren to join them, and we now know how our 4 heroes have met. Well, we know how Frieren met the other 3. I don't know if we know how Himmel, Heiter, and Eisen met. Present time, Ayora's and Frieren's souls are being weighed. Ayora is confident she will win, and the scales do show Ayora is more powerful. Ayora is happy she won. Slowly, the scales tilt, and Frieren tells Ayora she should have had common sense. Frieren has lived longer than Ayora. Why did Ayora think the elf who lived longer is weaker? That doesn't make any sense to Frieren. Frieren reveals her true powers and her mana is big. It is very strong. Ayora loses. Ayora, because of the scales, is under Frieren's control. Frieren tells Ayora to die. Aurora does. Aurora is dead now. The past few episodes of our characters going to a town with demons in it is concluded now. I am sure next episode, in episode 11, we will get probably like a celebration party or festival going on in that town, but this little 3 or 4 episodes story arc is done. I think it's 3, right? I did like how it was stretched out for a few episodes. I definitely was okay without all of the flashbacks everywhere, even though they do help the plot. I know they do help, but I was very content with the past 2 episodes of there only being 1 or 2 flashbacks that last like 5 seconds each. There are still more episodes in season 1 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. It is time now to move on to the next adventure in this anime. If you would like to go on a adventure, you can always watch one of my other videos about Frieren Beyond Journey's End if you haven't already watched them, or you could watch other videos on my channel about other animes that I have seen and the summary videos on and a few review videos on. Go check them out. Have fun on your adventure.